2. The enjoyment of Salat. Beautiful life. A. Understanding and the principle of praying 5 times a day. According to language, Salah means prayer. In terms of prayer is worship that consists from certain words and deeds, which begin with takbir and end with salam. Prayers must also be called fardu prayers or meaningful prayers that must be done by Muslims who have fulfilled the requirements. Prayers divided into 2. Fardu Ain prayer, or all Muslims must carry it out, and the obligatory prayers, Fardu Kifayah, or if one of them has carried it out, then the obligation of the other falls. The legal basis for the obligation to pray is the word of Allah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَارْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ.
Meaning, and establish prayer and pay zakat and ruku with the people, the one who follows. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 43. The first charity to be taken away for a servant on the day of judgment is prayer. If the prayer is good, it will be judged by all the other charity, and if the prayer is broken, it will be judged to be bad for all the other deeds. Hadis riwayah At-Tabrani. B. Prayer requirements. The condition for prayer consists of 2 types, namely, legal requirements for prayer, such as 1. Holy body from large and small hadath. 2. Holy body, clothes and place of unclean or hadath. 3. Closing awrah. For male is between the navel to the knee, while genitals, women or female, are limbs except for both palms and face. 4. Has entered the prayer time. Prayer is not required to be carried out unless it's already done entering time, and illegitimate the law of prayer carried out before entering the time. And 5. Facing Qibla. If it is in the unlawful mosque of Mecca, it must face directly, and if it's far from Baitullah, it is enough to face it. Mandatory condition of prayer. 1. Islam. Then an authorized prayer by the unbelievers and not accepted as well as they do. Similarly, all the amplifies they do so. 2. Bali, or male has spent some sperma, or 15 years old, and for female have come out of the blood of menstruation, or 15 years old. But the child should be commanded to carry out prayer, since they have 7 years old, and the prayer is sunnah for them. 3. Understanding. It's not obligated for the crazy or drunk people. 4. Sacred from hairs and nifas from women. 5. Has been until da'wah to him to pray. 6. Awake and not sleeping. C. There are 2 sunnah prayers, namely sunnah abad and sunnah hayat. 1. Sunnah abad is the practice of sunnah in prayers which should be forgotten, replaced with sujud sahwi, which includes the abad sunnah are early tashahhud, read salawat on the initial tashahhud, read salawat on Prophet Muhammad in the final tashahhud, read kunut in the prayer, and prayer in mid to the end of Ramadan. 2. Sunnah hayat is the practice of the sunnah in prayer which is forgotten, doesn't need to be replaced with sujud syahwi, which includes sunnah hayat are lifting hands when takbiratul ihram until parallel to fingertip with ears and palms to shoulders. Put the right hand on the left hand when sitting. Look at the place of sujud except when reading Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah, when that view to the index finger. Read the iftitah prayer, tuma'nina or pause before or after reading Al-Fatihah. Recite the pronunciation of Amin after reading Surah Al-Fatihah. Read other surah than Al-Fatihah after reading Al-Fatihah. Listening to praise reading for ma'mum. Amplify the sound at the first 2 raka'ah of Maghrib, evening and morning prayers. Read takbir intiqal every change of movement except when standing from ruku. Reading when i'tidal. D. Things which cancel the prayer. As for those which cancel the prayers, such as talking intentionally, love happens for hadas, large and small, open his nakedness or aura, change intention, back to the Qibla, eat and drink, apostate, leave one of the pillars of prayer intentionally, move a lot, 3 or more moves in a row. E. Pillars and prayer requirements. About the pillars of prayer, it's formulated into 13 cases. 1. Intention, meaning intentionally in the heart to the prayer. The intention is to get along well. Colby. Sular's Guide by reciting intention, for example.
أصلي فرض الظهر 4 ركعات مستقبل القبلة أداء مأموما لله تعالى.
2. Stand up. For those who in power, or if you cannot stand, then you can sit, and if you cannot sit, you can lie down. 3. Takbiratul ihram by read Allahu Akbar based on Ali radhiyallahu an hadith.
مفتاح الصلاة الظهور وتحريمها التكبير وتحليلها التسليم. رواه أحمد وأبو داود وابن ماجه والترمذي.
4. Read Surah Al-Fatihah from Ubadah bin Samit radhiyallahu an that the Prophet said,
لا صلاة لمن لم يقرأ بفاتحة الكتاب. رواه جماعة.
5. Ruku and tuma'ninah, meaning to bend so that the back becomes flat with the neck and both hands hold the knees. From Abu Mas'ud Badari, the Prophet said,
لا تجزئ صلاة لا يقيم الرجل فيها صلبة في الركوع والسجود.
6. I'tidal with tuma'ninah, meaning rising up from bowing and returning upright tuma'ninah. 7. Doing sujud twice with tuma'nina, which is to place both knees, hands, forehead, and nose on the floor. Sujud members are forehead, both palms, knees, and both soles of the feet. 8. Sit between two sujud with tuma'nina, which means getting up again after the first sujud to sit for a while and while waiting for the second sujud. 9. Sit for the final tashahud. 10. Read the final tashahud when sitting at the last raka'ah. 11. Reading salawat on Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam after finishing the final tashahud. Then continue reading also salawat to the Prophet and his family. 12. Say the first salam. After reading the final tashahud and salawat upon Prophet and his family, then salam. What is required is only the first salam. 13. Orderly means successively according to predetermined regulation.